I am now over time, and I'm going to yield to Senator Markey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, very much. And I want to start by highlighting that I am proud of the Boston Public School System for their prioritizing of equity and inclusion for their students. They aim to ensure that Black and brown students have the same opportunities to achieve, and that we address the systemic racism that plagued our schools nationally. And they work hard to guarantee that LGBTQ kids are not shamed for their identity. I strongly disagree that programs that aim to support and include students based on gender, sexuality, or race detract from student learning. In fact, I'm proud that Boston Public Schools look to include and celebrate all children, because that is how we guarantee that every student has the opportunity to grow and to learn. Right now, 1/3 of K through 12 public school staff working full-time make less than $25,000 per year. Less than $25,000 per year. 1/3 of those staff in public schools in our country. I received a letter from a paraprofessional named CJ who works with students with autism in the Boston public school system and is a member of the Boston Teachers Union. CJ, like far too many paraprofessionals, is being forced to choose between the profession he is called to and basic financial security. CJ's students and their families will suffer if he has to leave the field of education. But if CJ can't make rent or care for his elderly mother, how can we expect him to stay in the school system? We cannot expect school staff to keep our students safe and healthy and learning when they are paid starvation wages. We need the Pay Teachers Act, and we need a Pay Paraprofessionals and Education Support Staff Act as well. Mr. Keyes, how did your wages as a paraprofessional impact you and your students?
My wages as a paraprofessional, how they impacted me? They impacted me because I needed a second job. You know, I couldn't survive off of just paraprofessional wages. That $16,000, I was at the $30,000 when I switched over to teaching. Even that wasn't enough. And a lot of my paraprofessional colleagues, they're looking to other districts and they're seeing that there's no real difference in the pay. And the things that they deal with, they absolutely deserve to make more money. My paraprofessionals, they run the show for me when I can't. The last week of school, they did everything because I was so swamped with paperwork. They deserve to be paid for that. Paraprofessionals are teachers. They're just not certified. All of the teachers who I worked with, they treated me with the same level of respect that they wanted to be given in return. So I feel as though there definitely should be fairness in pay when it comes to paraprofessionals. They're just like me.
Yeah, in my first year out of college, I worked for that whole year as a substitute teacher, which is not a paraprofessional, but I could also see how indispensable they were to making sure that the
Couldn't
school
do my job without them.
did work. Mr. Arthur, as a teacher, why is it important to guarantee school buildings are as resilient to climate change as the resilience educators and students demonstrate in the face of intensifying climate crisis?
I apologize, Senator. Could you restate that question?
Yeah, why do we need to ensure that the working conditions of teachers, but also the studying conditions of students have healthy environments within which they will be working?
Absolutely. Yeah, unhealthy adults who are dealing with stress and burnout, have a hard time helping to prepare children to be healthy going forward in life. Our school climates are beautifully determined by the school community in which those people work. And I tell you, it makes me think, this graph, I keep looking at it. It's not just because I teach 6th grade math. It's just fascinating to me. And I swear, I have Sharpies in my room. I change graphs all the time. I just wish I could go up to that graph, cross out spending, and write salaries for school staff. And then just like leave it. and watch over the next 5 years what those two colored lines do in terms of student achievement. And if suddenly you have fully staffed schools with high-paid, not just teachers, but paraprofessionals, school counselors, and all the other people that are critical in helping to educate and uplift children, then you will not only have better school climates, you will have better student scores, you will have everything that we're looking for in education. Man, anybody got a Sharpie?
Thank you. Yeah, so
Yeah,
no,
I just-
you're right on the money, and it's why I introduced my Preparing and Retaining All Educators to Para-Educators bill to provide grants to schools for the types of pathway programs that allow school staff to grow and to thrive, increase wages, scholarships for credentialing and further education, high-quality professional development. So it's just essential that every paraprofessional in every state have access to and financial resources for high-quality career pathway programs. I heard you, Mr. Keyes. I heard what you were saying. I agree with you. We just have to focus upon the resources to make sure we get that job done.